Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about how I hit Challenger and talk about all the things I did in-game and out of game that helped me reach my goal. Let's talk about it. So yeah guys, at the end of 2023, I ended up hitting Challenger for the very first time. I did this after playing League for 11 years, being stuck in Diamond for 5 of those years, and hovering around low to mid Master for 1 to 2 years. I peaked 878 LP, this was ranked 242 at the time, and I finished this year around 700 LP Grandmaster. So what I want to talk to you guys today is about all the things I did in-game, out of game, my mentality, and all the things I had to focus on and improve on as a person and as a player to reach my goal. And I want to make this clear, this is not just for aspiring Challenger players. This is for any person of any rank trying to reach any goal. The things I'm going to talk about in this video will be useful for you, I promise. And yes, we're going to talk about 2023. In the first half of 2024, I was in the middle of moving, so I wasn't really grinding League as much. And at the end of 2024, I only really grinded for about 1 to 2 months on my main account, where I peaked 669 LP Grandmaster, and I was 1 LP off of hitting Challenger. But don't worry, this year, we're getting back, we're going to hit Challenger again. So to me, like I said, the keys to climbing are the out-of-game stuff, your actual gameplay, and your mentality overall. I'm going to go over each one of these categories and the 4 main points in each of them that I think are the most important for someone who's trying to climb, trying to improve at League. Because when it comes to League, it's not just about the actual game, it's not just about your play, there's a lot more that goes into it. Let's start with the out-of-game stuff. To me, the 4 most important things were sleeping, a good routine, eating, and removing distractions. When it came to sleep, I always tried to get a good night's sleep the night before, and if I couldn't, I would try to nap before I would play just to try to give myself a little bit more juice. I also loved having a good and consistent routine. I loved showering before I would play, listening to specific music, and grabbing quotes from people like David Goggins or Marcus Aurelius, or even Pantheon and Master Yi, things that would motivate me and inspire me to want to perform. I also loved eating before I would play because I didn't play well on an empty stomach, and I would always drink plenty of water to make sure that I wouldn't lose focus during the game. And another important thing is removing distractions. No phone, no Discord, no reading Reddit, no watching YouTube videos. When I was there to play, I was there to perform. Now let's talk about gameplay. For me, it was important to have things to focus on that wasn't just about winning or losing. The 4 points for me were having goal-oriented gameplay, playing with a small champion pool, playing in blocks of games, and reviewing my early games plus my key deaths. To me, goal-oriented gameplay was about having a goal in mind before going into the game that I could focus on. This could be dying to less ganks, farming 10 CS per minute, tracking the enemy jungler, just something goal-oriented. Then I wanted to play with a small champion pool. When I was grinding, I played with about 5 champions in my pool. Anywhere from 2 to 4 is probably ideal, but this allowed me to focus on champion mastery and again, give me something else to focus on besides winning or losing. I played in blocks of games. Between 2 to 4 game sessions is how I would play. I usually would only play 1 session a day, maybe 2 if I was really feeling it, but this again just gave me a way to focus on not the wins and losses but about the improvement, playing my block of games regardless of the outcome. Then I would review my early games plus my key deaths. To me, it was important to refine my first 10 to 15 minutes, so I wanted to make sure my laning was clean, my early decision making was clean, and I wasn't dying a lot early. And if I was, I wanted to make sure I was critical of myself and figured out why I died. And what might be the most important of all was the mentality. Here are the 4 most important things that I had to understand about myself and about my mentality in order to work on my improvement. The first one was about not greeding into hot or cold streaks. I wouldn't greed into win streaks or loss streaks. If I won 4 games on the day, I would stop playing for the day. Same thing with if I would play bad in my first 2 games. I would take a break for the day, I wouldn't come back, maybe I would play on an alt account just to keep my hands warm. I would be self-critical. I wouldn't focus on my teammates' mistakes. It's really cliche and really hard to do, but it's important when you're coming into the game trying to improve and trying to reach a goal for yourself. Regardless of how your teammates play, regardless of if they're the reason that you didn't get that win, that is not the goal that we have in mind. Our goal is to improve so that the wins come afterwards, so that they come from the growth, from the improvement that we're showing. Another thing is accepting that you'll tilt and play bad, and that you'll be the reason your team loses sometimes, but focusing on the growth. If I would have games where I would play like shit in the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, I would accept this game's on me. I know I'm probably going to be the reason my team is lost, but what can I learn? What can I take from this game Is there still something in this game that I can even work on? Maybe I've died a lot and maybe I'm going to be the reason we lose, but can I still track the enemy jungler well and make sure that I can limit my deaths to ganks? And then the most important one for me was understanding myself. I would not recommend this for everyone, but I would recommend it probably to a lot of people. I muted all relentlessly when I was trying to climb. I never have used chat in the last like 3 to 4 years playing League. It's just not something that I feel benefits me or my team. If I see someone type something or if I start typing, I know it's going to be a shit show. So I never use chat, but I would all the time, the second someone would start pinging and I feel like the game is becoming too distracting outside of what I'm trying to focus on, I would mute all. Chat would be muted, pings would be muted, everything would be muted, so I could just focus on my lane, my game, and my improvement because that was what was most important to me. And that's everything. That's all the stuff I did. Out of game, in game, my mentality, everything I had to focus on to become the best version of myself I could as a League player and as a person outside of League. Like I said, when it came to climbing, when it came to improving, it wasn't just about all the stuff in game. There's a lot more that goes into it, and it's a lot of hard work, but the results are worth it. Regardless of the outcome of your League journey, doing these things will make you enjoy League more, will make you feel better overall. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as Pantheon says, because we fall, the climb must be our destination. Peace.